At the end of the day, a situationship is always going to mean something to somebody else and nothing to the other person, and you have to decide which person you're going to be. Guys, oh my gosh, I feel like I have not recorded in forever. Like literally it's been months, but that's just because sis, I was trying to get my life together, like on a real tip. Like I was really trying to like lock in and get it together, and it's not all the way together just yet, but we're on our way to making it happen. So I just wanted to come on here. I don't know if this video is going to be a life update. I don't know if this video is just going to be us chit-chatting and talking, but I just wanted to come and talk to you guys because honestly these last 2 years of my life have literally been like, I don't want to say they've been terrible, but like I feel like I grew up a lot. Let's just say that. I grew up a lot in ways that I didn't even think were possible or that would happen as fast as they did. And I learned a lot. And I don't want to say the last 2 years, 2023 and 2024. We're still in 2024. The year's not up yet. But baby, this year's been jam-packed for me. Okay? It's been jam-packed. And like, I just feel like I needed that growth because, well, I'm not going to say I needed it, but I took a lesson from everything that I've gone through, and I feel like it has really just been helping me kind of be a better person and just, you know, look at life with a different lens. I didn't have a messed up perspective on life, but I feel like with a lot of things I was kind of naive about, and now that I've gone through what I've gone through and experienced what I've experienced, I feel like it's given me kind of more keys and ways to be a bit more on my toes when it comes to dealing with people and recognizing signs and patterns. Okay, like sometimes we go through things and we go through trials, situations, whatever, breakups, etc., and we sometimes think, oh my gosh, this is going to be the end all be all for me, like this is going to literally like shatter my world. And in the moment it does feel like that, definitely, but once you get through it, it's like, wow, like I'm okay. Like that didn't have as much of an effect on me as I thought it would. And I also did not, like, you know, lose myself or like completely like, you know, have my brain chemistry altered from that situation. Like I really grew from it, and that's really important. So let's go back to, oh, I'm gonna tell y'all my business. I never tell my business, but I just really want to work on being a bit more open. I still like to protect my privacy because my privacy and my peace are everything, but I just want you guys to be able to connect with me a little bit more. So let's just go back to let's start with August 2023. I believe around that time I had just went to Colombia and I came back. Okay, I went to Colombia, I went to Miami, I had my little girls trip, and I came back or whatever. And around that time I was in my 3rd semester of school, and I always told myself, like, when I'm in school I don't want to date because I know how rigorous it is and I know how intense it's gonna be. So I'm like, I don't want to like have myself have a distraction of having a boyfriend. And quite honestly, I knew where I was in my life. I'm so sorry if you hear a lot of background noise. I don't know what's going on outside, and my mom's out in the living room doing whatever she's doing, but we're here. And I told myself, like, I don't want to date while I'm in school because, like, I don't want the distraction of a boyfriend. For one, I'm in nursing school, and anybody who has ever been in nursing school or any type of rigorous schooling at all, you know how intense it gets. And you know, like, listen, it's really no playtime. Like, it's all gas, no brakes, right? So I told myself I didn't want a boyfriend, blase, boom. And then also, I didn't feel like it was fair to me to be in school, and I couldn't really give somebody all of my attention for real because it's like, I can't hang out with you, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't go here because like I have to study or whatever. But anyway, August 2023, I went on my girls trip, and then I came back, and then there was this boy that I had my eyes on for a little while, right? We've known each other for a minute. We both kind of had like a crush on each other a while back, but we never really like said anything. So you know me, I don't know if this is a Scorpio in me or what, but like we have a severe case of the cyber stalking. Like I will have a crush on you or whatever the case may be, I will never say anything, but I'll be watching that page, baby, okay, trying to see what's going on. You dated somebody, you doing with somebody, whatever. So around this time, let's see, August, I came back from my trip, and I'm like, you know what, I just felt so bold. Like I felt so bold. I'm like, you know what, I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna DM him. First mistake of my life. Ladies, hear it here first. Don't ever DM a man. Let him come to you. All that, oh, women need to shoot their shots and da-da-da-da-da-da. I mean, I guess, but at the same time, I feel like sometimes when women, we shoot our shots, it makes us look, I don't want to say desperate or like we're searching for something. Like, you're beautiful, you're good, trust me, that man's gonna come to you, okay? Because me personally, I'm never DMing a man again. But how I used to do it was I'll just like a picture or two on your Instagram profile or whatever the case may be, and if you gotta take it from there, whatever you get from that is what you get from that, okay? I felt it was comfortable for me to DM him because, like I said, this wasn't a stranger. This wasn't somebody that like I just was peeping on and I saw him on the explore page and whatever. No, this was somebody that I knew. So I messaged him. I slid in real sweet and real cute. Hey, how you doing? We had a cute little casual conversation. I told him I just came from Colombia on a girls trip, and we were just kind of catching up to see, you know, how we've been over the years or whatever. That escalated. I didn't escalate, but I kind of like had to get to the point, because at that point we were DMing for like 2 days now, and I kind of just cut to the chase. I'm like, you know why I messaged you, right? He's like, no, why? I'm like, you look good. So from there, I asked him if he was single. He told me yes. And then I was like, okay, I sent him my number and we were texting or whatever. And then finally I was like, are you free? Like, I want to see you. Y'all, I want to keep repeating this because I want you to understand, this man is not a stranger. This is not somebody that I just met, that I just saw on Instagram. This is somebody that I knew. So it was a level of like, I don't want to say like I trust him all the way, but like, it was just a level of like surety that I had in this situation. So we were chilling or whatever that night, catching up, chit-chatting, talking. You know, conversation was kind of a bit different in person. The vibe was there, but I feel like we were both kind of nervous because, mind you, y'all, I have no dating experience. Like, before, like, I have no dating experience with like men at all. Like, I've had men in my DMs and men approach me, but like as far as like actually dating or quote unquote linking with somebody, I've never done that before. And I was so freaking nervous. Mind you, I still knew this man, but I was so nervous because this was all new to me. Like, people used to always ask me to, oh, when I'm gonna see, when I'm gonna link. Like, I'm quote unquote Miss Unlinkable. It sounds so corny, but I am. As soon as you're talking about linking and seeing each other, I go ghost, or I just text you the next morning like nothing happened and go on about the conversation, because I'm not trying to see you in person. I don't want you to see me in person. But like I said, I knew him. That night, I feel like we had a good night. Like, nothing crazy happened. I'm thinking from that night, oh yeah, we're gonna, you know, at least try it out and see how it is. Because I asked him, like, what are you looking for? And he told me, he's like, you know, I just kind of want to go with the flow and see how things are. And I kind of explained to him, I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of on the same, you know, the same thing. But I told him, like, I'm in school right now and like I have like 2 more semesters and like I can't really like, he asked me like, so like, why aren't you in a relationship or whatever? I told him, like, I feel like I just can't give myself to somebody fully because school takes up so much of my time. And like, I don't feel like it's fair to somebody to just be in a quote unquote relationship with me or dating me. And like, I can't give them all of me, you know? And he was like, he understood. He was like, you know, we'll see how it goes, whatever. So I leave, I go back home. The next day, I didn't hear from him all day. I'm like, okay, well. And then I'm like, okay, let me just text him. So we text him and the conversation is just different. It's just like weird. His vibe feels off or whatever. And then I'm like, okay, that's strange. The communication really wasn't there as much as I thought it would be, just based off that night we saw each other. And I was just trying to figure out like what happened, what went wrong. Because in my head, I'm thinking we had a great night. Long story short, he ends up going ghost on me. After that night, I never saw him again. The last text message I ever sent him was, you're absolutely insane for going ghost on me. And that was the last message I sent him. I blocked his number. I never spoke to him again. I blocked him on Instagram. And yeah, that was the end of that. My first introduction to dating and everything was kind of shitty. I'm not gonna lie. Like, put it in layman's terms, it was very, very terrible. I feel like nowadays people are really like just focused on, I don't want to say the wrong thing because we're young, but like everybody's so focused on being young and turned, young and this, young and that. They want to do here, they want to be outside. And I feel like, for one, there's nothing wrong with it. You do what you want, you live your life, but don't come and approach or entertain or try to entertain people if you know that's not what you want. Or don't try to feed me a lie because you want to like spare my feelings. Like, we're both grown adults. I will respect your honesty a lot more than you trying to feed me lies because you care about me and you want to try to save my feelings, you know? But anyway, he happened, I cried, got over it, moved on, right? Then November of 2023 comes around. I start talking to somebody else. He did a lot more damage to me than the first boy did, because quite honestly, he was the first person I've ever really caught feelings for. And that was my first mistake ever in life to catch feelings for everybody. And out of that situation, I told myself I would never, ever, 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 ever cry over a man again, like ever in life. Like that is so done. I think because I was so naive when it came to men and like dating and everything, like I just thought because I was so sweet and so nice that everybody else was going to be so sweet and so nice to me, and I had to quickly be put through a wake-up call and realize that's not how it is, and things aren't sweet out here, like at all. There's a lot of people out here that have very ill intentions and have a very messed up moral compass and think it's okay to just do wrong by people, and the world revolves around them. They're the only people whose feelings matter, and it's not fair, nor is it right. He and I had our little fling or whatever. It really wasn't even a big thing. It was like a 2.5 month fling, but it ended terribly. We ended up having an argument because he just thought it was okay to play in my face, long story short, and I'm not going for none of that. Like I said, I feel like with him it hurt me a lot more because I did catch feelings for him, but like I said, I'm all new to this. Like, and you would have thought what happened to me is the first time I would have learned my lessons to kind of, you know, not overplay my part so quickly and get so involved, but I just thought it would be different with him. He was not who he presented himself to be, nor who he told me he was, and he did not stand on anything that he said he was about as far as his words and actions when it came to me. And I wish I would have saw that a lot sooner and got out instead of staying there and trying to give him the benefit of doubt, because at the time I feel like his situation was kind of weird. He was going through a lot. It was like a whole, like, it was a lot of layers to that situation, and I was still trying to give him the benefit of the doubt because I'm like, you know what, people go through things, you know, he's dealing with a lot right now, let me just kind of be cool. But thinking about it now, and now that I'm out of that, him going through anything in life has nothing to do with how he treated me, because at the same time I was going through a lot in my life too. I was starting another semester of school, and mind you, we met over Christmas break. Around my birthday, around Christmas break is when we started kind of heating up between each other. Also, I started another semester in January, so I was like, okay, how am I going to balance school and this now? Because like I said, I told myself I did not want to date while I was in school, but I liked him, so I was like, you know what, I'm willing to make it work for him. Biggest mistake of my life. He was a distraction, but you know what though, I saw a tweet on Twitter and it was like, if you could deal with a heartbreak in the middle of the semester, you could deal with anything. And baby, when I tell you, my heart was broken 2 semesters in a row. 3rd semester I had the first one, 4th semester I had him. Back to back bullets in the heart, back to back. I felt like I could not escape it. But I just say all that to say, bottom line, don't get into a situationship with nobody. Like, I mean nobody. If that man is not 100% sure on you and is not showing you through his actions, his words, and everything that he wants you fully and not just some of you, and he could go do what he wants to do, don't do it. You're too great, you're too amazing, you're too beautiful of a person to ever let somebody ever let somebody treat you like a maybe. Like, you're not a maybe. If he does not out loud tell you, I want you, this is how I feel about you, let's do this is what we're working towards, don't give that man your time and your energy. Because at the end of the day, a situationship is always going to mean something to somebody else and nothing to the other person, and you have to decide which person you're going to be. And a lot of times as women, we like to say that we could play the same game as men. I know some women are a bit stronger emotionally and they can, but I feel like at the end of the day, we're women. We have emotions, we feel things deeply. You cannot play the same game as a man. You cannot play the same game as a man, and you have to decide if this is what I want to do, because the moment you decide to go in with that situationship, babe, you're going to catch feelings. You're going to catch feelings. Unless you're like super cold-hearted, you have no emotions at all, and it's just, it is what it is, it's whatever with you, then okay. But me personally, I'm a lover, baby. Hopeless romantic, actually. I want the roses, I want the flower bouquets, the rose petals, I want the date nights, the weekend. I want it all. I want it all. And I had to realize, like, I'm not gonna let somebody treat me like a maybe, nor am I gonna let somebody have access to me in that way and they're not 100% sure that I'm what they want, regardless of what's going on in their life. Because at the end of the day, you can be dealing with a lot in your life, but if you have somebody that you actually like on a romantic level, you would want them to be around you. You would want them to be there. You would want to see them. You would want to spend time with them, because being with them is what helps bring you peace. Being with them is what helps you kind of not think about what you're going through and kind of just, you know, get a little break from whatever's happening in your life. You know what I'm saying? So don't get into a situationship. Like, honestly, it's a waste of time. And I understand sometimes people just don't really know what they want right away, which is fine. I used to question and wonder, like, God, like, why am I being put in this situation? But I had to realize also, sometimes God doesn't put us in situations. We put ourselves in situations because we want to be hard-headed, we want to be stubborn, and we want to ignore all the signs and continue to be doing and dibbling dabbling in these things with these people, and not realizing that, girl, like, this is not going to end well. You know, like, don't ignore the red flags, okay? As far as dating and everything, I'm 23 right now. And I turned 24 in a couple of months, and quite honestly, those two little flings that I had, they don't mean anything to me. And I really wonder, like, is it always going to be like this as I get older? Like, I feel like there's really not a lot of quality men left, at least in our age group. And I feel like all the good men are already in relationships, already taken, which as they should be, because what are you out here for? You just heard what I just said. I got played with not once but twice, and it really makes me feel like damn, am I a dummy? Like, I don't know if I'm stupid, because like, even though I never had experience with men, I kind of knew how like men are, but like I've never actually been in it. You know what the saying that they say where it's like the coach never plays in the game? That's kind of how it was for me. And like when I actually got in the field, oh baby, I got done so crazy. And it's really showed me that like I can't be naive, bro. Like that's the biggest tip I could give anybody. Just don't be naive. It doesn't matter how amazing you are. Just because you're amazing doesn't make the next person amazing. You cannot be seeing so much potential in somebody that you're willing to sit there and take their BS and let them treat you like shit and whatever it may have you, because you see how much potential they have. Take heed to what that person is showing you right now, and that person that they're showing you, what they're showing you right now is exactly who they are. Stop thinking about the potential, or he could be this and he just needs this and he needs me to do this and I just need to be there for him. You are there for him. You're there for him right now, and he's still not changing his actions or his ways when it comes to you. So take that as for what it is, and stop falling in love with the potential of people, and see them for what they are and how they're presenting themselves to you, period. Because you're going to save yourself so much headaches. Because as women, we tend to see these men and be like, oh yeah, he has potential, he has this, he has that, not even realizing that if somebody really has potential, they should see it in themselves before you ever come into the picture. You can't change someone's life and change someone's perspective on themselves. If he wanted to be that type of man, he wanted to be that type of guy towards you, he would have been that. You wouldn't have to come in and do anything. He would have been that. He would have bought you those flowers. He would have took you on that date. He would have took you on that vacation. He would have sent you that text. He would have done that already if that's who he wanted to be, but he doesn't. So take that for what it is, fall back, move on, and find somebody else that's willing to give you what you want. And it's really that simple. And I mean, saying it now is easier, because when I was in it, listen, when I was in it, I was in it deep. I didn't see it that way. You have to see it from that lens. And from those situations, it really made me realize that hookup culture, casual dating, and situationships are not my cup of tea. Now listen, in my eyes, dating is when I'm dating with this person, I'm hanging out with this person, I'm hanging out with this person, until somebody shows me and steps up enough like, hey, I want to be with you, and I see myself being with them, you know, on a serious relationship level. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. But this hookup culture where it's like, yeah, I'm hooking up with him and I'm hooking up with her, and we're just chilling, going with the flow, but the flow is rocky and shaky as hell. I don't want to go with that flow. Give me the smooth flow, please. The flow that has surety, the flow that has good intentions, the flow where I know where we're going at the end of this journey. That's the flow I want. I don't want no rocky, uncertain flow, because now you're throwing off my energy and my peace, and I don't like that. Now when I start to react and respond to how your flow is, I'm going to be the one that's crazy. I'm tripping. I'm not tripping. You're not leading correctly. You're a grown man. We're not in high school. I don't care how young in our 20s we are. You're a grown man. You pay your bills. Act like it. And I feel like it's getting harder and harder and harder every day, because there's so many things and so many ways that people are, you know, subscribing to that I necessarily don't agree with. And I just feel like I just don't know when I'll meet my one. Like, and I honestly, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I also know how amazing of a person I am. I'm a good ass person. Like, I have a good heart and I have so much love to give, but it's just like, I feel like I keep trying to give that to the wrong people, and I just don't understand when I'll meet my person. And I feel like maybe once I move and kind of get a bit more established in life, then I'll meet them. Because I've heard something where it's like, if you don't want to like live where you are right now, then don't date there. Which I don't see myself living in my hometown, because I feel like I've been here my whole life, and I'll be limiting myself if I were to just stay here. Like, I have a strong desire to move, to, you know, to leave, which I'm still waiting on God to give me that yes. I'm still waiting to get some things together behind the scenes before I can make that leap. But at the same time, I don't want to just not date and not, you know, see what's out there and just get experience at least, because oh, I don't want to end up staying here, you know. I have control over that. I have control of my life, and I'll make that move when I need to make that move, you know. But that's just how I feel. That's just where I am right now. And situationships, I don't recommend that for anybody. Male, female, cat, or dog. I don't recommend it. And outside of my relationships, I feel like I've also really been learning a lot in terms of like friendships and how I want to show up in my friendships and what I want to look for in my friendships. And right now, y'all, I'm at the point where I don't want no more best friends. I don't want no more best friends. Anybody that I have in my life right now that I call a friend, they're just gonna be a friend. And I'm not trying to offend nobody when I say that, but it's just like, I have been hurt by the people that I quite literally never expected to. And I don't know if it's some type of growing pains what I'm going through, or it's just things that come with being in your early 20s. I'm tired. Tired. Like, I don't want no more best friends. If me and you have been rocking for a minute and we've been in each other's lives, we've supported one another through, you know, life events and been there through the hard moments, we close friends. But I don't want no more best friends. Let's just rock out, hang out, be friends, and we end up being in each other's lives for a lifetime, and I end up being your children's godmother, or you end up being in my wedding, and etc, etc. Then let's just let that happen. But I don't want nobody no more best friends, because that best friend title right there, I feel like it gets thrown around way too easily. And me personally, I'm the type of person, F a relationship. When it comes to my friendships, I take that very serious. I look at my friends as family, because they see me on a deeper level. We connect on a level that sometimes I don't even connect with anybody else that I'm in a relationship with. Like, they just see me on a whole different lens. And when I call somebody my friend, I mean that, you know. And I feel like that necessarily doesn't get into a lot of people's head nowadays. But me personally, that's not a title that I play with. I don't know you like that. I'm not gonna say you're a friend. This is somebody that I know, or this is an acquaintance. But if I call you a friend, if I let you in my home, if I've been around your family, we've been in each other's houses, we've talked about life together, our futures, what makes us the way we are today, our past hurt, our past pain, all of these things, that's not something I do with just anybody. Because like I said earlier, my peace and my privacy are everything to me. I don't let a lot of people in my world, and I'm not trying to say I'm Miss Exclusive or whatever, but I don't have time for the drama. I have too many things that I want to get done and I want to accomplish, and I don't need somebody to come in and try to knock me off my pivot and distract me and bring unnecessary BS into my life. So if I connect with you on that level, that's not something that I take lightly. And I love my friends. I show up for my friends. I care for my friends. I pray for my friends. I'm there for my friends. But I feel like for some reason it's so hard to find that and have it reciprocated to me. And I'm kind of confused. And at one point I did think, am I the problem? Because, you know, self-awareness is very important. It's very important. Like, it's super important. One of the most important things you can have as a person is self-awareness, because sometimes you might be the problem. You might be the problem. And I can admit, I can recognize maybe there were moments that maybe I didn't show up the best way, or I didn't handle things the best way, but I don't feel like it ever warranted the end result that it did with a lot of situations that I've been put in within the past 2 years. And quite honestly, it kind of made me see that, like, sometimes you don't hold as high of a place in someone else's life as they do in yours. And you see that when it comes to like small disagreements and maybe small misunderstandings. You see how a person treats you, and that tells you everything you need to know as far as what place you held in their life. Because I feel like if I'm a friend to you, or whatever the case may be, and we have a deep bond, a deep connection, and you run around saying, oh, this is my best friend, this is my close friend, certain things need to be handled a certain way compared to how you would handle it with like a stranger or somebody you don't know as well as we know each other, you know? And I feel like when situations arise, like those small misunderstandings, and you see how quick people are to throw you away over a small misunderstanding, it kind of gives you the answer you kind of didn't even know you needed, which is, I probably was not as important to this person as I thought I was. That kind of hurts. It sucks because, like I said, that's not a title that I give to just anybody in my life. I love my friendships to be set up in a way where it's like, if we're close friends, like I said, we've been around each other's family, in each other's homes, etc, etc, etc. We talk about every and anything underneath the sun together, right? If we're on that level, there should be nothing, and I mean nothing, unless nothing that comes between us, period, point blank, unless it's having to do with really bad money issues, or we did some very shisty, grimy stuff to one another, where it's like, we sleeping, you slept with my man, or I slept with your man, or whatever. Like, it would have to be some very below the belt, drag to hell stuff to happen within the friendship for us to ever be like, I'm not effing with you no more. And I feel like if it's never anything that deep, why are we throwing away a friendship? I feel like nowadays people seem to forget how hard it is to come across genuine people. Like let's just call it what it is. There's a lot of people walking around here with ill intentions and a messed up moral compass, and it's very hard to come across people who are genuine, who are themselves, who are honest with their intentions, who are genuinely just want to enjoy life with you and don't want anything from you. Everybody now wants something from you. It's nothing genuine anymore as far as relationships or as friendships. So it's like, when you have that, I feel like you should hold on to that and nurture that and grow that, instead of being so quick to throw it away over stuff that is like less than a grain of salt. Like, that blows my mind. But then again, like I said, those small misunderstandings really, really, really show you where you are in people's lives. Because if you're that quick to throw it away over something that tiny, I never meant anything to you. And it hurts. It really does hurt, because you look at people and it's like, yeah, like we're gonna be this together, we're gonna do this together, I could see them doing this, and you're so supportive and you're there, you show up for them, etc. You just can't get that reciprocated. And I just really, really wonder, I have to pray to God, like, really about it. I'm like, God, like, when will I have like my tribe? Like, when will I feel like I found like my people? Like, I want my friends that feel like family. I want friends that are non-judgmental. I want friends that are successful, that are like-minded, that have good intentions, that have good morals, like friends that I don't have to question. I'm just like, when will I get that? I'm not saying I'm perfect, and I can admit that firsthand. I'm not saying I'm perfect at all, but I try. And I don't feel like I've ever done anything to anyone to where it's like, oh yeah, you need to, this is a terrible, I need to end this all. Like, it's never that deep to me. Like, certain things are never that deep to me. You have to nurture your friendship just as much as you nurture that relationship with that man. Okay? Just as much as you nurture that relationship with that man and talk to that man and send that man paragraphs and tell him all your feelings and etc, etc, you have to do the same thing with your friendships, because it's hard to come across genuine people nowadays. And anybody that's not in my life right now, I don't wish them any bad, because that's never really who I am. I just really kind of expected more out of them in that sense. But you know what, it is what it is. I've handled a lot of these situations a lot better than I thought I would. Like, I really thought I was gonna crash out, but I feel like because I've been getting hit with so many life events, y'all, I've been getting hit with so many life events back to back, that like, at this point I feel like I have lizard skin, like armadillo type of armor skin. Like, I feel like I've developed another layer of skin. Like, I'm so tough. I'm gonna cry about it, because one thing about me, I don't know if it's a Scorpio thing or what, but baby, I'm gonna cry. Crying hate to see me coming. Crying hates to see me coming, because one thing about me, I'm going to cry. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care how I don't care where I am. I don't care who I'm with. I will excuse myself if I have to. I'm going to go cry. And when I cry, I will have my emotions regulated. My nervous system will be calm, because I view crying as a sense of cleansing. Cry. Let it out. What are you holding it in for? Let it out. Just cry. I literally have a cry journal on my phone. Every time I cry, I mark the date on it. It could be a little odd that I do that, but I do. And the list is quite long. it shows me I do cry a bit often. I don't know if it's a bit more than a normal person, but I do cry often. But I'm gonna cry. And once I cry, once I pray, once I journal it out, it's in God's hands. It's nothing that I could do about that situation anymore. And I feel like now that I've gone through what I have and I've experienced all that I have, I feel like I have really developed super, super tough skin. And I love that for me. Like, a lot of the things that I thought would probably break me, or that I thought were like, not be detrimental, but like kind of really alter my life, it really hasn't. Like, I've been fine. And one thing I'm really grateful for is that, like, I've truly learned to love and enjoy my own company. So it's like, it is what it is. Whoever's here is here, and whoever's not is not. At the end of the day, things are still going to move. I still have to live my life. I still have things I need to get done. I can't stop living and do what I want to do for myself because this person's not in my life anymore. We move always. Like, it's never a stop for anybody. No one's here is going to stop. You being here would have been great because I would have loved to be sharing these moments with you, but I can't stop because who stops for me? Nobody stops for me. So why am I stopping for you? And I feel like I'm also learning through a lot of this. It's like, I have to learn how to let things go with people. Like, I feel like I kind of tend to hold on to things and people for a very long time, which I don't know why. Like, and I don't know if I'll call it holding on to things or people, but it's just like, I think about situations often, like a lot. And I kind of wonder, it's like, I don't know if it's like what I could have done better, or why it had to play out like that, or why they have to do me like that type of thing. And I feel like God is really trying to tell me, and really, really trying to show me, like, just learn to let go. Learn to let go. Make peace with your past and look forward to your future, and just let it go. Whatever it is, you have to let it go, because the whole thing about holding on to unforgiveness does more damage to you than it does to the other person. Because a lot of times the person that we're so upset with, that we're holding a grudge towards over whatever, they're out living their lives. Like I said, their life didn't stop because you're not in it anymore. They're gone. They probably already replaced you with the next person, onto the next person, onto the next person already. So holding on to unforgiveness really does more damage to yourself than it does to the next person, because they're gone, they're moved on, they're doing what they're doing, and you're still holding on to this grudge, to this hurt, to this pain. And I'm not saying trying to invalidate like your feelings and not acknowledge what you went through, but at the end of the day, it's like, you gotta let it go, boo. You gotta let it go. You have to. And that's what I'm learning. Like, just let it go. It is what it is. You went through what you went through. It happened. You can't change it. Take what you can from it. Everything is a lesson in life. Literally everything is a lesson in life. The good and the bad. There's a lesson in everything. And you just have to see it like that, and just kind of get what you can out of situations and move on. And just always know there's always better. Like, literally, oh my gosh, there's always better. Anything that you've gone through that you feel like you've lost, whether it be like a job, a friend, a man, anything, girl, even your favorite top, there's always better. There's always bigger. There's always better. There's always more waiting on you. Like, that's not as good as it's gonna get for you, like, ever. Like, don't think what you have now and the loss you're experiencing now, like, that's as good as it's gonna get for you. No, like, you're young. You have so much life ahead of you, and the best thing you could give yourself is the peace of mind of knowing what I'm going through right now does not define the future that I'm about to walk into, and the future that God has for me. Like, you cannot allow these situations to completely alter your brain chemistry and the way you view yourself, because sometimes we let people come into our lives and we go through these things with them, and then we just completely, like, our view of ourselves change. And it's so crazy, because it's like, I didn't know you a couple months ago or a couple years ago. Like, you were a non-factor in my life. All of a sudden you come in and I'm changing. My view of myself is completely changed. I don't see myself the same way. I'm thinking I'm this terrible person. I'm crazy. I'm this, I'm that. But it's just like, I didn't have these thoughts about myself a couple months ago, but now I do, because you're here. So you have to kind of always remember to center yourself and remember who you are, what you stand on, and everything that's inside of you. Don't allow anybody to ever second guess yourself and make you feel like you're this terrible person, or that you're nothing. Like, never make anybody make you feel like you're nothing, because at the end of the day, like I said, there's always more, there's always better. And in the midst of the loss, in the midst of the dry seasons, in the midst of the seasons of isolation, you have to understand there's solace in solitude, and that sometimes we have to go through these seasons to develop ourselves and work out with any kinks we have in our personalities, in our lives, so that when God is ready to push us towards the more, we're ready, we're prepared. You know what I'm saying? All right, you guys, I did finish my face off camera, but that's only because I was trying to film a TikTok video and I filmed it on my phone and I ended up hating the way it looks, so I'm not going to post that. But honestly, all in all, y'all, like, I've just been really going through a lot of growth and development, and I feel like these are all just lessons that I'm having to learn within my early 20s. Like, I'm only 23 right now, and I do feel like I'm old, but anybody else that I talk to, they tell me that I'm so young, and I have to try to kind of like keep that in mind, because I just feel like the things that I've gone through, it's like, wow, like, this should not be happening right now at this age. Like, this is the age I'm supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be fun, spending time with the people that I love, experiencing new things and exploring the world and everything, which I am doing all that, but at the same time, all the extra BS is like not necessary. But you know what, whatever season God has me in right now, and whatever season he has you in right now, it could be questionable, it could be blurry, it could be foggy, we don't know what's going on. But the best advice I can give you right now is to just trust him, because like I said before, this is gonna get 10 times better. There's always more, there's always better out there for you. You just have to trust and believe that you deserve it and that you'll get it, and you will. So that's just kind of where I am right now. But also on the other end of that too, I'm learning that, like, don't look too deep into things. Like, I feel like I said, I don't know if it's because I'm a Scorpio or what, like, I just feel like I feel things a lot deeper than, you know, what's normal. Like, I'm already sensitive, but I feel like I feel things way too deeply sometimes, and I'm trying to work on that. It's one of the 4 agreements: don't take things personally, don't make assumptions, be impeccable with your word, and always try your best. Don't make assumptions and don't take things personal. That's what I'm working on, okay? But I truly do feel like sometimes in life, there really is no deeper meaning to it. Stop trying to look for the silver lining in things sometimes. Just take things for what it is and just move on. Like, that man ain't treat you right, okay, bye. Go on to the next thing. That friendship ended, okay, bye. Go on to the next thing. That job didn't work out, okay, bye. Go find a new one. Like, sometimes you try to look for the deep meaning in things sometimes, and like, what does this mean? What is God trying to tell me? What is the universe trying to tell me? And it's just like, baby, relax, breathe, take it for what it is and move on, because there's always more, there's always better. And yeah, I'm just excited. I feel like because I walk with God, and I'm not trying to push spirituality on anybody, it's just God is a really big part of my life and who I am, and I just can't help but talk about him because he's too good. I'm sorry. I feel like because I walk with God, I have to always remind myself that God is never going to lead me down a path of destruction. And I have to maintain my faith and to maintain my trust in him. And that's what I'm really trying to grow and do daily, which is just keep him first. Like, keep him first, like, wholeheartedly. Like, I cannot imagine where I'd be in my life without God. And I'm not gonna get too deep into it, because when I start talking about it, I get a little emotional. I just did my makeup. We ain't trying to do all that. But I feel like that's one of the best things you can do for yourself as a young adult, is just find that relationship with God. And it doesn't have to be with God. If you believe in another source and something, I feel like life is more spiritual than it is reality. And sometimes we kind of get so caught up in this flesh and the materialistic things and the this and the that, and we young and turn, we outside, and we here. It's like we forget the essence of life. Unfortunately, we do age. We're not going to be in our early 20s forever. We're going to get older. We're not going to be young forever. And I really feel like you have to learn how to have substance in your life, more than just what you present to the world, as far as your hair, your makeup, your clothes. I'm traveling here, I'm doing this, I have this bag, I have these shoes. It's like, what more do you have inside of you? Because all of that gets stripped away tomorrow. The jewelry goes, the clothes, the cars, all this stuff gets stripped away tomorrow. Who are you? What do you stand on? What are your morals and values? What do you have to offer to somebody besides the materialistic? So I kind of feel like one of the most important things really is to develop a relationship with some type of source. Now, my source I choose is God. That may not be the source for you, but connect with something. Life is more spiritual than it is reality. This body that we have, that we emboss, is not going to be here forever. And I feel like when you connect with some type of source, it kind of gives you a different level of peace and calmness in situations in life, because life could throw you so many different directions. And if you're not connected to something, you could get damage. You could get a lot of emotions can build up behind that. You can change your perspective on the world and on people, and you become this kind of hardened, angry person. And one thing I want you guys to always realize and know: please don't ever let the world turn you cold. Like, ever. I don't care how bad that breakup was, how hurtful that friendship was, how bad you needed that job and you didn't get it, what they said about you, what anybody did to you. Please keep a soft and gentle heart. Now, when I say a soft and gentle heart, I'm not saying let people walk all over you and do whatever they want to you and you just take it and lay down. No, have tough skin, yes, but don't let your heart turn cold to the world, because I promise you, there are enough cold-hearted people walking around. We do not need any extras, okay? God cannot bless you and do a new thing in your life when your heart is hard and cold. From your heart flows your intentions. From your heart flows your life. It's in the Bible. It's all around you. Don't close off your heart because people hurt you. People are gonna hurt you. Unfortunately, that's life. That's something we cannot change. That's like one of the inevitable things of life. Like, same thing how death is one of those things we can't change. We can't change the fact that we're going to get hurt in life. We can't change the fact that people are going to hurt our feelings, going to talk down on us, they're going to make us question our abilities and who we are as people. We can't help that. We can know that people are going to be them. They're going to do what they do. They're going to behave how they want to behave. But at the end of the day, I don't have to subscribe to that. I don't have to believe those words. I don't have to let what they say affect me to the point where my heart is now closed off and now it's like F everybody. I'm not trusting nobody else. The same way they did me, I'm going to do the next person. What is that going to benefit you? You're giving that person, first of all, way too much power. Because at the end of the day, they took something that was delicate, soft, and gentle, and because they were so tainted with everything else that happened to them in the world and in their life, they turned cold. And now they came and affected you, and now you're cold. So now you're going to go and affect the other person. Now it's just like a continuous change cycle, and it's not worth it. It's not worth it. That's one thing that I prayed to God about when I've been going through what I did within the past like 2 years, was like, God, please just don't change my heart. Like, literally, that was one of my #1 prayers. Like, in my journal, in my quiet time with God, it's just like, God, please don't change my heart. Like, keep my heart open, keep my heart gentle, continue to pour in the fruits of the Spirit in my heart, because I don't want what I've gone through and the things that people have done to me to change my heart posture and make me become this cold-hearted, closed-off person. Now, am I as naive as before? No. Am I as, I wouldn't say ditzy, but, am I that way as before? No. But have I learned my lessons? Have I gained an extra layer of skin and armor? Of course, but that's all because I chose to take the lessons and take what I can from the situations, even though they were terrible, and just apply them to my life and be better. That's it. But I'm still soft, I'm still gentle, I'm still gracious, I'm still kind, I'm still humble, I'm still selfless, I'm still all those great and amazing things, because that's just who I am. I don't want to walk around here closed off and mean to the world. I'm Jordan. I'm soft, I'm gentle, I'm funny, I'm beautiful, I'm all these great amazing things. And why would I give someone that much power to make me stop being who I am and who God called me to be simply because they hurt my feelings? It's not worth it, and they're not worth it. And you can't give someone power that's no longer in your life, babe. It's not worth it. And just as we're talking about maintaining a good heart posture and literally like not letting the world turn you cold, please, I don't care what Future says, I don't care what the city girls say, I don't care what none of these people are saying in the media, in these songs, whatever. Do not. I'm telling you, because let me tell you what happens when you allow the world to turn you cold. 3 things are going to happen. 1, you're not going to be able to hear God. You're not going to be able to hear God because your heart's closed off. How is the Holy Spirit and God going to penetrate your heart and soul if you close it off and you're cold-hearted now? 2, you're going to miss out on your blessings because your heart's not open. How can God bless something that has a covering, a shield over it? And lastly, you're going to miss out on so many good people and good opportunities like that because you're going to be so caught up on the past, and you're going to have this idea in your head that everybody's the same. Everybody's not the same. Don't get me wrong. Like I said earlier in the video, there are a lot of people that walk around with ill intentions and a messed up moral compass, but everybody's not like that. We have to get to know people in order to understand them and see their personality, but everybody's not bad. There are good people in the world. You just have to pray and ask God to attract those people to you, and also you need to pray and ask God to make you the type of person that easily attracts people who are equally as good and kind-hearted as you are, okay? Because God could give you all those good people in your life, but if you yourself aren't in a state or in a phase or in a place in your life to receive and know how to correctly handle those people, you'll fumble them, because everyone's God's children. Even the people that are terrible, hurt our feelings, everybody is God's children. And I love to say, listen, baby, sometimes you got to put it in God's hands, because one thing for sure, one thing's for certain, there is no rest for the wicked. Okay, there's no rest for the wicked. take that, what you do with it, I don't know. God fights your battles for you, God shows up for you, and God does what he does on your behalf, okay? So you just gotta keep that heart open and keep seeking him, and I promise you, things will start to work out in your life in a way that is like unimaginable. You can't say anything but that's God, because what the enemy sent to break you and destroy you, God sent that to develop you and push you towards the season that he wants you to be in. So now that we're talking about heart posture, right? This is Bible verse. I have like a whole notes app on my phone of just Bible verses that like goes on for miles. But this one in particular is one of my recent favorite ones that I found in Proverbs. It's Proverbs 27:19, and it says, just as you can see your own face reflected in water, so your heart reflects the kind of person you are. Okay? I'll read it one more time. Just as you can see your own face reflected in water, so your heart reflects the kind of person you are. Keep a good heart posture. Keep your heart open. Anybody who does ill to you or who does not have good intentions for you, that's in their heart. You can't control what's in somebody's heart because you don't know what they went through to make them like that. And that's not your business to try to fix it. And that's not your business to try to figure it out. You just slowly pull on back, recognize the signs, and pull on back and just go on to the next thing, okay? Get back to you. Find your source, find your happiness, find your joy, and stick with it and stay in it, okay? Life ain't easy for nobody, baby. But it's all about your perspective and how you choose to look at things and navigate through the world. And that's what's going to make you stand out and be different, okay? I feel like I said a mouthful in this video. I don't know if this video is going to get posted or not. If it did, I hope you enjoyed watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and stick around for more content.